Yo,
You know, I really like my grilled cheeses. Just the right amount of crisp on both sides, not too soggy,
cheddar,
and
or are you a Swiss guy?
like cheddar. Cheddar
Mm, mm,
guy. I put two. I put butter, and then I put two cheddar cheeses in there, and I get just the right amount of crisp on both sides. Now I can't do it that well, but my wife she can make it very well. Yeah, I
I agree with you, man. Grilled cheese hits the spot, but
it does.
yeah, we are live, man. I didn't know if you realized, but
Did
yeah,
you hit the fucking button?
yeah, we're talking about grilled cheese, bro.
And we're started the show, and then we're talking about my grilled cheese. That's something we talk about before the show or
It's all
after the
right.
show.
It's American, still American.
Fuck it. Let's just start the show.
Hit it. The audio button didn't go on again.
Well, it is February 12th, 2024. It's still weird saying just 2024, so using saying 2023.
I agree. Yeah.
So we are in a new week. It's Colorado week. Um, we didn't get any guests scheduled for tonight's show. It took a while to get some guests for Colorado week, but it's probably what we deserve after saying we weren't gonna record talking to guests from Colorado, so they were like fuck you.
Yeah. That's what you get.
But pretty much. But we did get some replies back saying that they would join the show.
That's all right. What's
Did you
meant
have a
to
good day?
happen will happen.
Did you have a good day though, Dan?
Oh yeah. Productive day. Stayed pretty busy.
Yeah.
Yep. My team was not in the Super Bowl last night, so I didn't have too much fun, so just another day.
The fucking Super Bowl, man. I don't even know where to begin with that. It was a great game, and it was and not as high scoring game as I thought it was going to be going into it.
Yeah, same.
I
I
I
figured it
thought
was
it was
gonna
going to
be.
be like in the 30s more.
Yep.
Yeah, but no. Uh, what were your thoughts on the halftime show?
Oh, made me feel like I was in junior high again. I loved
Yeah,
it. Oh yeah. I thought it was pretty good compared to the last several halftime shows we've seen. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the acts that they normally pick, so I like Usher, you know. I he was relevant when I was in junior high, so it brought back a lot of memories, but I thought it was good.
yeah. You. This is my interpretation of the halftime show. Let me see if you see this video.
Got to say, in all honesty, um, it's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard. Everyone's laughing, by the way, but it's true because everybody's heard it too. Everyone heard it, right?
No, I didn't think it was that bad, but
What? It was the biggest piece of dog shit.
I mean, Reba was there, man. Reba.
I don't give a fuck, man. I'm tired of all these.
Hey, she's a ginger too, man. You should have her back.
Man, I'm just tired of seeing them. I just want to see like I don't know. I don't want to see Brantley Gilbert or something up there, but no, it's gotta be all these dancing halftime show bullshit. It's like
Yeah,
no, man.
it's gotta be a mainstream pop
It's getting
artist.
out of control, in my opinion. It's basically just the Super Bowl is just all right. Who's going to make a creative halftime show?
I'd like to see a rock band up there.
I don't know. I say this every time. I don't remember the last time I've seen a rock band or a country singer up there. It's just fucking hip hop and rap music shit up there. I'm getting fucking tired of it.
Yep. Well, all they're trying to do is just sell tickets, man.
Oh,
They
I
don't
get it.
care.
It's a
They don't
business
care
at the
about
end
the
of the day.
quality of music, but
No, it is what it is. I remember seeing though when it was the Lions playing at Thanksgiving, and someone recorded like, oh, the people at home could see like the amazing like video of what it actually like close up and what it's supposed to like I guess supposed to look like. But if you're at the game, you see like the back of the stage and all you hear is like I'm like in the background type shit. Like that's all
mhm,
you hear. So it's like I don't know. I think halftime shows, in my opinion, it's just a way to see how they get more viewers to the
mhm,
show, and
that's it.
I think it's a waste of fucking time, in my opinion.
Yeah, it makes it entertaining, gives people something to watch while the teams are in the locker room, better than just commercials and post-game coverage, but, I mean,
But halftime,
yeah.
you can't even hear what the fuck they're saying.
Oh, if I was in charge of the halftime show, it would be just a metal band every year, and there'd be pyro, and it'd be legendary, but that's
Like,
not my job.
if they're gonna do halftime shows for that purpose, which at least let's do like a magic show or some shit. I don't know.
That'd be cool to have Chris Angel do the halftime show.
Yeah, that'd be fucking awesome. Some type
That
of
would.
bullshit where people like
Wayne
actually
Newton
want to watch.
Wayne Newton was there. I'd rather see Wayne Newton come out there and come on stage for the halftime show. That'd be cool.
Yeah, and let's. Thanks, Logan. We appreciate it, buddy. Logan, gonna miss him taking care of the carts, but completely understandable. So I did have a buddy that did text me saying he wanted us to talk about something, um, and I did get a text that the music for the intro to the show didn't come through. Um, I can't
Yeah, I didn't
fucking
hear it.
fix everything. Fucking technology, man. I
Yeah.
swear. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Don't yell at me. Yell at the fucking technology shit. Okay? Okay. Now let's move past that. It's done in the past. Now, he wanted us to talk about hunting clothes. Hunting clothes.
I'm down for that.
Yeah. So I have my opinions on like brands and stuff like that, and for like camo, whatever. Dan, what are your thoughts on hunting clothes?
Well, um, I'm not the most experienced, uh, just because I'm new to the game. I haven't gone through a variety of brands, or I haven't really seen the changes in technology over the years. Just because um, this past year I bought my first real set of camo. Um, I bought the Kuiu proximity um, outer layer,
Okay.
and I like it. I love it. But I mean, the only thing I have to compare that to is what I used last year, which was some hand me clothing from my buddy that was kind of like early season clothing. And I just had to layer up with as much as I could to make up for how light it was. And last year, that was my biggest challenge,
Yeah.
was being warm. And I had to layer up so much that I was uncomfortable, and, now I can wear just my base layer and my proximity gear, and, I have my full range of motion, and I'm warmer with less, so definitely, I'm a huge fanboy of the Kuiu proximity, and, especially for hunting with my bow because it's really quiet,
Yeah.
but, I haven't, I haven't tried any of that Sitka gear yet, but one of my good friends, that's what he wears, and I've messed around with it, and I mean, you can feel the quality, like, immediately. It but I couldn't afford it, and Kuiu, in my opinion, was a pretty affordable and reasonable purchase for me, and after hunting one season with it, I recommend it to anybody, you know.
Yeah.
And I do feel like I had a lot of does come in pretty close to me down at the base of my tree. So I don't know if it was because of my uh, clothing that I had, but I mean it could be. So I like the good luck that I got from it. It kept me warm. It's quiet and it's not broken after one season. I still have it for next year.
How much did you spend on your Kuiu brand clothing?
I want to say that like the jacket was like 2.99, and I think the bibs were 250. Um, where that'd be like the jacket at Sitka, you know.
Are you
So
serious?
yeah,
What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
yeah, like like one jacket, like one of their jackets could be, you know, anywhere from 5 to 700,
That's
and
fucking insane.
so yeah, for about 500, I got the Kuiu complete set, you know, and I got, you know, the matching gloves, and that's what I did like is that they have all their patterns, and you know, I could have everything matching, and I didn't have to pay an arm and a leg. I mean, it wasn't cheap by any means, but you know, I felt like me being warm and quiet was a worthy investment, and that was my big upgrade that I did to my setup this year
Yeah.
or last year, and definitely don't regret it.
I This is my thought on if you buy that stuff. Which if you find that's your prerogative, that's good for you. That's what you want to spend your money on. Go ahead. But my thought is on it. If you if I see you out there wearing Sitka clothing, with Kuiu clothing, I'm just like, oh, that's that kid that wants to. I want to fit in with the popular kids. I never got into all that expensive fucking clothes. I'm like what I'm wearing is just like $100 coat and $60 pair of camo pants. I don't match. You see it on Instagram. That's what I'm wearing. I'm not anything fancy. I'm out there going out there to hunt to kill a deer, and then I like the mix matching of the clothing. Like everyone's you see these nowadays where it's like, oh, I gotta buy this top and it like matches up with my bottom pants, and it's like, oh, I gotta make sure I match and make sure I look nice and pretty. No, I I don't give a shit what I'm looking like, and it's just
No, I've seen
it,
people that hunt like that that all they focus on is being warm, and that you know they're not really worried about their patterns or anything
no,
like that.
it's
I mean,
because
you've killed nice deer, so I mean, you may be onto something.
well, it's just more of I have clothes that keep me warm, and at the end of the day, Fred Bear said it best. And I can't remember word for word exactly what he said, but he's like, oh, he went out there in a red flannel and fucking jeans.
Oh, a bunch of people do that.
And so, what you look like and spending all that money is irrelevant, basically, at that point. If that's because they can't see, they can't distinguish color and pattern. I mean, all they can see is black and blue, if I remember correctly, because of their cones in their
Yeah,
eyes.
I
They can
think
only
blue
let
is
in
one
a
of those
certain
colors.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you wear blue, you're going to be seen instantly,
Yep.
and they pick up. It's everything's black, and then you see the blue, and then it's like anything that moves is like the blue part or some shit like that. It's kind of like a predator eyes, basically
Yeah.
what I like to think of it.
Yep.
And so what you look like has no relevancy to me, and to spend all that money to have that pattern.
I
It's
my
just a marketing brand and a marketing technique in order to
oh,
get you to spend
that's a
all
big
that
thing.
money. At that point, it's basically if you're going to spend all that money on that type of clothing, for any company. Is it going to keep you warm at the end of the day? So you don't have to feel bundled up. I mean, I bought clothing now because I wanted to see what it was like that had heated stuff in it. Like I put
Yeah.
those heated battery type packs in there.
Yep.
That way I don't have to dress up and have so many layers on. Because that's what I hated the most.
I think another reason why it was easy for me to make the purchase is just knowing that I had limited access and a small property that if I had a bigger piece and I was just able to like focus on the wind,
Yeah.
I think it'd be easier for me to just go out there and be like, hey, I know where the deer come from. I'm going to be downwind of them. Like I'm wearing what's comfy and what's practical. But with me, like I knew I was walking into a bedded deer area, and I felt like I'm going to do whatever I can to try to allow me to not draw a bunch of attention to myself, and just little things like walking in to the woods. Huge night and day difference how quiet I was after I made that purchase and I got that new Kuiu proximity shit. Um, yeah, like my thighs, my thighs, even when they rub together, are not making a bunch of noise. Whenever I draw back my bow, like it's never my clothing that's making any noise. Little stuff like that, and just staying warm and having like little hand warmer pockets and like a nice little um, pocket for my rangefinder that you can attach to it. Just everything about my shit was made for bow hunters, and that's why it was easy for me to buy it.
Yeah.
And I'm the type of guy that like if I buy something, I try to get it for twice as long as everybody else. And I like to just buy a quality item and try to keep it forever. Um,
Yeah.
so like I was like, I'm gonna buy one nice set of camo, and like that's gonna be my camo for a long time. And instead of buying like shit every year, and the first time I go through a thorn bush, I rip everything up, and then I got to buy a new pair next year. Um, yeah, I'm happy with it, but it's hard for me to justify paying the insane amounts of money for some of the shit out there.
Oh, if
Like,
my
if
oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, I was just gonna say, like realistically, if you put $1,000 towards your budget for outerwear or just hunting apparel, period, for Kuyu, $1,000. If you're a Michigan hunter and you're not going like way far up north or anything like that, with $1,000, you could make it rain at Kuyu. Like you could literally get everything, like a jacket, bibs, a core warmth vest. You could get a hoodie, gloves, and a hat, and maybe more for 1,000, and have some change. Where realistically, for Sitka, for $1,000, you're getting pants and a jacket,
Yes.
which is it's still it'd probably be the only one that you'd ever need.
Yeah.
But um, man, it's hard to justify paying that. If I made more money and I was a little bit better off, yeah, you bet your ass I'd get it. Just because being able to observe it and kind of fool around with it, like it's nice. Like everything about it, you can tell it's made for the bow hunter. The
So is it
that
worth that extra money for one article? All that money for one article of clothing?
I it's for me, it's hard to tell because I'm so new and I haven't been hunting along, and I haven't been able to compare it different brands for how long they hold up. But for my buddy who wears the Sitka shit, he's been hunting about as long as since he was a young kid. He's been hunting, and he's went through all the brands, and now what he does is he pretty much buys one new piece of Sitka shit each year, and he keeps adding to his collection, and he swears by it. He loves it. But he's he's pretty lean dude, so he don't have a lot of extra insulation. So I mean, he gets cold. So same here. He got like the incinerator ones, the incinerator bibs, which are like $800. It's like the warmest bibs that they make.
Dang.
So for late season, you throw those bad boys on, and I mean it is a game changer. But another thing that I planned on getting this year are those electric socks, like what you were talking about, those heated jackets.
Yeah.
It's like for about $100, you can get a nice pair of electric socks where you can just wear one pair of socks, push a button, and put your boots on, and you're golden for your whole day.
Yeah.
My feet are the first thing that usually go on me.
Oh, you get cold feet there, dear?
Yeah.
Did you cold feet?
Yep. And then once they get cold, man, it's just a matter of time before I'm
Everything else
ready.
starts getting cold.
Yep.
I got the heated vest. I want to get the heated socks because, man, you're right. I get cold feet, and only because, like, for me, it's more of my knees that get cold the first. Like, if I'm not insulated that well, and like my legs, my knees get cold, and as soon as it moves up to like my thighs, then I just get cold at that point.
Because you don't have that windproof technology, Bovin.
Yep. No, I do. I have what's the name of the pair of pants? It's camel. I like the army type pants.
Yeah, like
That's what I like.
tactical. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
And
but that windproof shit, man, it's a game changer. It doesn't even have to be the warmest, but if it's got that windproof technology and you're just sitting up there in your tree stand, that's what gets you, man. That's what gets your knees cold and your feet. It's that wind. It cuts right through the particles of your clothing.
yeah,
That's another reason why I bought that shit, because it was like the cheapest way for me to get that, because all the all the Sika stuff that's windproof is crazy expensive, but it made a huge change, man. I'd say it'd be worth it, but I'd chip away at it, you know. Like like put it on the Father's Day, put it on the Father's Day list or the
yeah.
Christmas list. See if maybe, one of your family members can get you one piece, and then all you got to do is buy another hunt a year with it and see if you see a change. If you don't, then I would never do it again. But if you do, you'd be like, "Oh, you know what? That was a pretty good investment." Like, a full day sit wasn't too bad this year.
I'm not against trying it. So yes, I'll try some clothes of that here and there. But yeah, you're right. That would have to be like an investment for those type of clothes. I mean, shit, just for hunting clothes.
Th That's where that's how I viewed it, I was like, It's an investment, and I feel like if it keeps me warm and it keeps me in the fight a little bit longer, then it was worth it. Same thing with the bed. Like, if it's time to buy a bed, I don't cheap out on that either, man. Like, it's an investment that it's worth it.
I because I guess I just look at it like I'd much rather put that money towards equipment compared to hunting clothes because I'm used to being out in the cold. At this point, I basically kind of frozen my body, so being cold, I just don't give a crap anymore if I get cold or not. I just kind of get used to it. But yeah, I'd much rather put that towards like a new tree stand or anything that I can actually use. That's just how I like to use my extra money if I can.
That
And
makes sense.
but if I and another thing is if I explained to my wife I spent $500 on a coat, she would fucking kill me.
Well, what you need to do is buy her that $500 coat
Oh,
first.
hang on, Dad. Terry, read that quote.
Oh, quit picking your nose, Brett.
Yeah, Mike. I will see you. No, you and I are going to have some talks there, Mike.
Well, he ain't gonna shake your hand, I tell you that, Brett.
Apparently not.
No,
Good.
you got them yucky fingers.
Yucky toes. No, yeah, I don't. I
No,
guess
what you should do is buy her that new Kuiu jacket and say, "Hey, babe, come hunting with me. I got you this." And when she throws that bad boy on, she's gonna be like, "Wow, like this is nice." And then she'll say, "You should get yourself one." That's the way I do it.
Yeah, I'd much rather put the money towards her for something compared to me, but that's just me.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
wife's not really into hunting either.
I'm trying to get my wife into hunting. I told her like, yeah, I'd really like for you to get into archery. She said, no, I'd shoot a crossbow if anything. I said, let's get you a crossbow though. She's like, no, then I don't want to take away from your um, deer or anything like that. And it's like, I don't care. I just want you to go out there and hunt and enjoy hunting.
My wife likes to fish, though.
My
She's
wife,
pretty.
that was her biggest thing growing up was fishing.
Yeah, yeah. I think now that our youngest son is getting up there a little bit, he's
Yeah.
easier to bring in public now. So I think I might try to take the family out fishing to one of my river spots during the summertime.
When are
We'll
we gonna have
see.
your kid on? You have your boy on. Remember you and I talked about him coming on as like a
Oh yeah,
special guest.
we'll probably have to do it on during the summertime, or if we do like a Friday night or a Sunday night, because usually I don't have him on Monday through Thursday,
Okay.
but he'll get on here. But yeah, he's chomping at the bit. He wants to say hi on here.
How has he caught any like exotic, well, I say exotic, but like pike, bass, or has he
Um,
kind of just been sticking with the bluegill?
he's he's caught a wide variety of fish, but he's never he doesn't have that attention yet to really hammer them. It's like
Yeah.
I'll take him out and he'll catch a handful of fish, and then the next time we go, he'll catch a couple. But he's caught yeah, tons of bluegill. He's caught largemouth and smallmouth. He's caught a pike before too, and then there's been several times that I'll hook into a fish, and then once I know I have him on, I'll just hand him the rod, and he'll
Yeah.
he'll reel in bass and pike. But he's also caught a turtle before while fishing up in the UP.
He caught a
He had a
turtle.
Yeah, he caught a turtle when we were out there fishing for bass. But yeah,
Oh man.
he's not super big into it yet unless we're catching a lot of fish. So that's why I usually take the kids to the river, because you can catch 10 different species of fish. And if you really want to catch one every cast, I can pretty much do that in a couple of the river spots that I go to.
Yeah.
It's just fun. You're catching fish all day, and, a lot of wildlife out there. One of them's in the Allegan State Game Area. Um, Tons of pike out there. Tons of snakes. That's why my wife don't like going out there no more.
Really?
Yeah, the one of the times I brought her out there, like, we were running into snakes everywhere. Like, they were in the water, they were in the grass, like, they were everywhere. And yeah, there's actually one time when we were fishing out on Eagle Lake in, like, the Battle Creek, Augusta area,
Yeah.
and we had a water snake that was going on the water, and we were trying to, like, paddle away from it, and it, like, tried getting in the boat, and I had to, like, smack it with the oar. She was freaking out.
That would freak me the fuck out too.
Yeah, I don't really like snakes.
Neither do I. Like, I hate those little shitheads.
I had a very close encounter with a very large, blue racer this past year at work.
Really?
Yeah, I was checking rodent stations for mice around this, barn, and the dude had been telling me that he had been seeing a huge blue racer around his property. and like I literally just checked the rodent station, and I came back like a couple minutes later when I was walking back, and I completed my lap, and I thought I saw two rodent stations, like a second black box, and I walked up, and it was a blue racer. It was a huge snake that was like wrapped up, and then he just kind of rose his head up, and when I saw that that huge pile down wasn't really disappearing, and he was like 3 feet up the wall already, I just got the hell out of there. And yeah, I was scared shitless. Like I was probably standing 3 inches away from him.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, and they're known for being fast and being territorial and chasing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't like snakes, man. Yeah, not a
I
huge
can't.
fan.
I remember seeing one of those. Uh, I can't remember the name of them, but they're here in Michigan. Those like diamond, like looking silver snakes. I can't remember what they're called right now, but they're like silver looking, and they kind of got like that diamond look
Like a
pattern
hog
on their.
nose, a hog nose,
You could say the fucking name, and I could no idea, but that's just remember
garter.
when I. Yeah, they're like a grayish silver whitish color, and on their back it's like a black type of diamond type formation on their back, and it stood up and it like sprung its like neck out like a cobra and started like hissing at me, and I almost just like said, "Fuck you, you little pool noodle from hell," and kicked the little shit. But no, I
Oh,
can't remember what I did with that now. But I just remember that situation. I was like, "You little fucker."
I I usually don't go out of my way to mess with them, and if I see one, I just try to go another direction. But like
Yeah,
if I feel like the snake is coming at me, then yeah, I just try to fucking kill it. Like I yeah, I don't like snakes, man, but I don't
I think
mess with them.
I think I ran to go find a shovel to go kill it. Yeah, 'cause
That'll do it.
I'm not a fan of snakes. Fucking bullshit.
Me neither.
Well,
So, speaking of how you were talking about how you would rather invest like in a tree stand or something like that, um,
yeah.
do you find that you're more of a like, do you favor a certain type of tree stand? Like from between a saddle, a hang on, a climber, or a ladder stand? Like,
I'm
do you have a preference or do you have do you hunt like all applications?
I like Millennium 360 tree stands, those hang on ones. Um I have a fear of heights, and you'd think I'd have a fear over it now. Like gotten past it by now, but no, I still have that a little bit. I just love those 360 stands, and I don't mind ladder stands, but to me they're just like bulky, and to me it's like I want to be how what's the word I'm looking for? Discreet, I guess. I want to be like nothing's there. And this year with my tree stands, I'm going to be redoing them all and basically hiding even just the ladders up to it. And then
Just
how can I
having
try?
more cover?
Yeah, then I'm going to be trying to see how I can camouflage the actual hang on part of the stand. Excuse me. How I can kind of camouflage that as well. So that's my preference. I've never tried saddle hunting only because I feel saddle hunting would be more for public land, more for the mobile hunters. Like, all right, I'm gonna try this spot over here, and then I'm gonna try a different area next time. For me, I have all my spots picked and set up on my private property, and if I need to move something, I can just take my tree stand down, and I have one specifically to do that because my 360 ones, those are just a bitch to put up. But I do have one stand where it's like I can easily take down and put back up if I really need to. So that's kind of like my mobility type of hunter part of it. But yeah, I'm not. That's just how I like my tree stand. Yeah, I love the 360. Those you put those up. And once you finally get them up, it's you can just you have a comfy seat. You feel like you can just move around. And like I was saying, I think on like one of our very first podcasts we were doing was, I think the more you sit when you shoot your bow towards an animal, you more relaxed you feel. So you feel more grounded, and everything is nice and somewhat tight, so you can feel more comfortable drawing back and stuff like that compared to standing. And but that each their own. That's just fine.
Do you find with with those Millennium, those 360 stands, have you ever had any issues with like noise, like with the seat, like it swivels, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever had any noise issues with it? Like if you're turning, is there
Oh,
like
like maybe
any?
like squeaking, like on a
Yeah,
rotate. No, I've actually never had one. I thought that was my biggest thought about getting one of those.
yeah,
On top of like the weight and stuff like that, putting it up, that was one of my big ones of how it can like rotate and stuff like that. But no, I've actually it doesn't. And they put some like plastic shell in there or something in the core of the tree stand, and yeah, you don't have any of that that noise. So that's one thing you definitely don't have to worry about is any squeaking or noise like that.
yeah. I mean, it'd be hard to venture out and switch it up if you have something that's working good for you consistently. And it sounds like, it's a well built, it's well built. And yeah, if you don't have issues with it, then yeah, that's probably what I would stick with too. I I only have one tree stand, but I'm happy with it. I hunted all year out of it. It's a
Yeah,
hang on, but yeah, you've seen it. You helped me put it up.
yeah.
But
My
yeah,
dad had those type of tree stands, and I tried sitting in it. Couldn't do it, man. I don't know what it is. I just it's because like I said, I have fear of heights, and sitting in and that it's just so tight, and it was just hard to get up into the tree stand, let alone sitting in it, and you could barely move. And you had like just this little bit, and I know you tree stands, you're supposed to stand in them, but no, I just
for me, I mean, it's taken time for me to get comfortable, but the big um the big thing that just eases my mind is like I'm on edge and I'm vigilant with every step that I take what until I get up there. But once I hook into my safety harness, then I feel comfortable. It's just like once I have that hooked up, then I feel comfortable leaning and, like I'm not that scared. But when I'm getting up in the morning and it's pitch black and I'm reaching in to step onto my platform, yeah,
yeah,
like it's a little scary. And yeah, like my first couple of sits last year, when I tried standing up to take a shot at a deer, like I was so scared that I kept sitting back down. Like I didn't realize how it was gonna mess with my equilibrium, like not having anything to lean on
yeah,
and having that very small platform. Like normally I like to take kind of a wide stance with anything that I do because I'm a taller guy. And yeah, like I was definitely uneasy. If I didn't have a safety harness, like a
yeah.
climbing harness, I'd probably only shoot from a seated position because I would just feel, you know, uncomfortable, especially when it's kind of windy, like 10, 15-mile-an-hour winds in a tree stand, like you feel that.
That's why I like those tree stands. I think that's why I like the 360 the most. I think I would be I'd be more willing to try those hang on stands that have like that back part of the seat as well, like the
They
360 does. So
they,
I feel more secure in it.
they make those for sure.
Yeah, and I've seen them, and I've contemplated buying some because of that. Because I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's a seat that
Yeah,
makes me
that
feel
pedestal.
comfortable in it.
Yeah, that like pedestal type seat.
Yeah, I was like, you know
Yep.
what? Maybe I'm willing to try one of those uh, because of that. So yeah, I just I've never had the safety harnesses. I had one when I was a kid, But as I grew up, I just never had one
I
because
mean,
I've always sat to shoot my bow, so I never feared of falling
see,
in that regard.
I keep my like I don't unclip my harness until I've stepped off my tree stand and I'm on the top step of my climbing sticks. Like once I know that all I have to do is climb straight down,
Yeah,
that's when I unclip. And I clip up before I even step up onto my tree stand because I feel like if I fall, that's when it's going to be. It's going to be
yeah,
when I'm getting on it or when I'm getting off it. So I just try to clip up as soon as I can. Um, and yeah, I just feel safe. But I found that I can notice the difference and how it feels around my shoulders. Like when I'm just shooting my bow at home and I'm just target shooting, like I shoot better and it feels better than when I have my harness on. So, I mean, that's the only thing I don't like about it. Like, I wish I didn't have to wear it, but I mean, it makes me feel safe and I'm going to keep wearing it probably forever.
yeah. And I think if I was to get one of those hang-on stands like yours, then I would definitely be buying one just so I'm always safe. I feel safe up there. So yes, I will get one of those if I am to get one of those type of tree stands. But as of right now, I just because I feel safe in the tree stand, and I've gotten in and out a million times. And granted, they say, well, it only takes that one time. Yeah, you're right. But
Yep.
if I fall and break a leg or something, I don't know. My wife, I don't know.
Yep. You'll be in the doghouse.
Yeah, because then I want to be able to get a deer, and she'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah. Or you could die. I mean, that's a possibility too. So, I mean, that'd be a pretty epic way to die. I mean, I could think of a worse way, but I'd rather, live to hunt another day. So I like having that tree stand or having
Well,
that climbing harness. Sorry.
yeah, I'll get one. I had one. I can't remember the name of brand, whatever, but yeah, I did have one of those. I don't really know what I ever did with it either.
I have a
Probably
cheap
somewhere.
one. I feel like that would be a worthy upgrade investment for me is
Yeah,
buying something that might be have a little better lumbar support, something that might be more comfy. I think that that'd be a good investment just because of how often I use it.
yeah.
But
Well, we got another 15 minutes left of the show, and my leg's cramping. Not gonna lie. Ugh.
so have you thought yet if you're gonna still go through with the investment of a new bow this year?
Yes, I have, and yep, I'm still gonna get a new one.
Yep. Heck yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna get a new one. I'm mostly using tax returns, like I said. But then part of me is like, do I really want to spend all that money towards just a new bow? And it's like I'm feeling selfish and I hate it. But yeah, probably
It's a
will.
good investment.
And it's gonna be my last one. I told her, like, if you allow me, I say allow, but yes, it's if I asked my wife, it's like, you know what, if I can get this one bow and get everything that I truly want with this bow, I'm gonna make it the last one I buy. And but until like a crossbow because I can't shoot anymore.
Yeah. Until Matthew comes out with another badass bow that
Yeah,
you
and then
have
2 years
to have.
later down the road, I'm
Yeah.
like, "Hey, hon, can I have a new bow?" She's like, "What's wrong with your old one? We just fucking bought it." And I purposely go out there and I break a limb. It's broken.
Yeah, I went to the bow shop the other day to look at bows, and the guy was like, "Hey, man," he's like, "It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission." He's like, "Just get it." He's like, "Just buy it, man."
Yeah,
He was onto something though.
Yeah, I've already laid out everything I want and how much each thing's going to cost. And I have the total price of everything that's going to need. So I've already told her this is how much I'm looking at spending. She goes, okay. So
That's
it's like,
exciting, man.
to me, and I've heard it's going to take a while, most likely, because a lot of bow shops are going to be like on back order. So I'm not
Yeah.
looking forward to that point, but I'm going to be busy a lot with other stuff. So being able to practice shooting it right away, I'm probably going to get it, and then I'm not going to be able to shoot it right away because, like I said, I got a lot of stuff going on. And where was I going to go with that? So I just putting it on back order, I guess, is not going to be like that big turn off because I can wait a couple months before I get it.
Yeah. Just to have plenty of time to get acclimated with it.
I just have a lot more stuff I want to do on my property, and me and my buddy that hung out there, and all of us were like, you know what, we finally have the ability to put in like a food plot and stuff like that. And there's so many things that need to be done on there. Last year we were really fucking lazy, and we basically didn't do anything on the property. And I got into one stand, and I was like, man, we didn't do shit out here for this hunting season. We basically were just winging it. And there was one point I saw the wind was like in a cool way, like in a good direction. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play the wind. It's coming out of the east, so it's gonna be really good for this tree stand. Never hunted it. Figured it would be decent because I've heard other people hunt it before. Nope. Get out there. I couldn't find a path up to the fucking stand. So I'm going up and down this little hill area. I'm sweating my balls off. Get up to the stand, and I look up there. There's no fucking seat. I'm like, thanks for telling me that you had to bring a seat to the stand. So now it's like 5 o'clock. I'm already past the time that I like being in the stand ready to go. So I had to backtrack, go out to another stand. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna see shit. Of course not. I didn't see anything. So yeah, that actually that leads me into this one. New segment right there. Bam, game planning. Did you hear that, Dan?
Nope.
What the fuck, Dan?
Game planning?
Yep. Here, I'll hit it again. I'll even turn the volume up. Dan, fix your fucking shit, man. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
It was running smooth last time, but oh well. We'll work the kinks out.
I gotta love technology. But gameplay. So we are like in agreement. It's like, you know what? A lot of things need to be redone out there in order to be more successful. And so I basically been writing down like the name of each tree stand that we came up for each one. I named mine, he named his, and so it's like, you know what, this is what I think needs to be done on mine, this is what I think needs to be done on yours, this is what I think needs to be done overall together. And we're still working out the kinks on that, on what we both see, what we envision for each stand, what we envision for the property. And that's one thing that we're really going to be trying to work on this year is to how can we make sure that everyone gets a good quality buck out of it, or at least gets their opportunity at a deer. There's a lot of people that were out there hunting. Some of them didn't even get to see a deer or see anything. So that was my big goal. And, it's not my property, but I'm always trying to help out any way I can. And this is my way of trying to help out, is putting food plots in and seeing how I think that each stand needs to be moved. Because they know, like I pay attention to the small details about certain things. And basically, and I've criticized my own tree stand placements and how things were done on the tree stands. They're in good places and they're set up in a right spot, and work was put into putting them where they need to be. But a lot more things need to be done with each specific stand. Some need to be moved just like a couple of yards down there, or move completely different side of the property to give us more access points around, and so that we don't feel like we're on top of each other. I can go on. A lot of things need to be done on the property that I just can't believe we got so lazy with it. It makes me sad. It's like, man, I don't like going that route. So
But
yeah, that's one thing that we're working on for this year.
yeah, I mean, it's a lesson learned. So, I mean, at least you got a game plan put in place. I've been putting together a mental list of shit that I want to do this year to have a better game plan than I did last year. That's my goal, is to just have a better plan every year.
Yep.
Might be the same plan with things added to it, or it might be a completely different plan, really. But yeah, always changing. I mean, it seems like they're always changing, So if you get complacent and set in your ways and keep everything as is, you know, might not be the as good a success as you had if you were to, make a little tweaks like what you're talking about.
And I think that was one of the problems is a lot of us, I say a lot of us, but it's really just like a handful of us. We got complacent, and I fell into the trap of, oh man, I shot this big buck, and now I'm just going, all right, cool. I'm going out there, I'm going to shoot deer, and I know what I'm doing. And I fell right into there, and I fell into the point of, well, I don't need to do much work out there, whatever. It is what it is. I'm not gonna. I just, like you said, I got complacent, and I hate it. And this year, it's not. My goal was not to be that way, and to find out any way to make sure everyone at least gets a deer. And my goal is I want to get more fucking does, man. I swear.
Yeah, me
I
too.
have my own family law, like I told you about shooting does with
Hmm.
fawns and this and that. I just want the opportunity to shoot another doe or two. I mean, fuck. It's like I can't. Let me think. I've been hunting for 16, 17 years. I shot two does, whatever, and never found them. I thought I could put good shots on them, just never found them. But that's deer hunting. Uh, I have yet to put my tag on a doe.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's one thing that I've been lucky enough to do. I shot one last year, and that was fun. That was
Yeah.
my most proud shot that I've taken so far. Like, I smoked her ass.
Oh,
And I
really?
think oh yeah. I mean, I smoked my buck I shot this year too, but I feel like it wasn't as impressive as a shot as the one on my doe, because like, she was on to me, like, she was mature and she was huge, and like, she knew I was near. She just didn't know exactly where I was. So
Yeah.
she was on high alert, and that was the first deer I killed with my bow. So for me, it was freaking nuts. It was intense, and yeah, I shot her right through both lungs and her heart, and yeah, she bled all over the place, and she made it easy on me. She didn't go too far, but yeah, man, I just where I hunted this year, one of the rules was no does. So, and I had opportunities. I had a lot of opportunities at does. Like, they were all around me, like, all the time.
Yeah.
Um, but I plan on trying to get me some does this year too. I my biggest goal is I just want to learn as much as I can. Like, at the end of the season, if I feel like I'm even better than I was now, then that's my goal. And then anything that happens, any deer that I get is just a bonus.
Yeah.
I could shoot a fucking monster. I could shoot a freaking wall hanger, or I could make a slight jump and shoot a 4 point this year. Or I could shoot or I could shoot nothing, but as long as I'm out hunting and I'm learning, then I'll be content, and I'll be hungry as ever to go at it again next year.
And I really don't want to get in this conversation about social media bucks or whatever, but I know we can go down that rabbit hole for a while. But I love that goal because my goal this year is on top of trying to be better at game planning for this upcoming hunting season. It's to basically kind of go back and relearn what I've already learned because I'm sure I forgot stuff. I'm gonna go back and read some books and be like, oh man, I completely forgot about that shit, or man, I kind of relearn some things and I might pick up some new stuff that I overlooked or whatever. I really this year I just really want to kind of learn more about the ins and out of whitetail deer again. Because, like I said, if you can know the inside and out of a deer, the biology of how a deer operates, then you can move on to what are they doing month by month, year to year, and it'll just make you a better deer hunter overall. So that's one thing is I just want to be able to get back to learning um, more about the whitetail deer itself and see if I can pick up any new things.
Hell yeah. I mean, I feel like there's no cap on your learning potential with
No.
hunting. I feel like if you think you know it all, there's still more to learn. And I mean, animals are unpredictable too, you know?
Yep.
Like you can predict a lot of their behaviors, but at the end of the day, like there's always that possibility that they're going to do the complete opposite of what you expect them to do.
Yeah.
Um so, that's how you get lucky sometimes or that's how you get fucked sometimes. But either way, if I'm seeing deer, then it's a good sit for me,
Yeah.
like I
It's
have
always
fun.
fun to see them. And I think my a personal goal, take social media out of it. Because if I'd have had no social media to like, oh look at the buck that I shot. My goal this year is to shoot a buck bigger than what I shot fish hook. And that's just personal because everyone wants to shoot that big, bad, mature buck. And I that's my personal goal. I huff puff because I know that's just a rabbit hole conversation that we can have.
Yeah,
But
but I mean, it's normal to wanna continue to push yourself,
yeah,
and once I mean, you can still have goals of wanting to shoot a fucking monster, and you can still be humble about it,
yeah,
That's fine because I know once I shoot a big buck, I'm gonna always wanna get a bigger one, or, like, my goals are always gonna change based on my knowledge and what I've done.
yeah,
So, we're in different places, Once once you get a big one, like, in order to cure that itch and that drive that you have, you're gonna have to lay eyes on something that you probably haven't seen before, or you're gonna have to do something that you haven't done before. So,
exactly.
whatever it takes to keep that fire burning, then go for it, you know what I mean? Like, if it's a bigger buck, if it's a 180, like, if that's your goal, like, I wanna shoot a 180, then go for it, I mean, people are shooting, like, fucking 300-inch deer these days,
No shit. And I think
like
it's just people gotta get out of their comfort zones if that's what your next thing is, and try new things, try different things, and
yeah,
test the
well
boundaries. Basically, and that's my goal with this year.
I feel like hunting is not one of the main outdoor activities or sports, if you call it that, compared to what a lot of people are into in America. So I feel like the only things that catch people's eye are like, the really impressive harvests.
Yeah,
And then, it kind of sets a standard, like, oh, you only put huge deer on social media. And then when you see somebody, shoot a buck like what I shoot, they're like, what the fuck? Like, why
they make you
why'd you
feel
shoot
little
that?
about what you did.
Yeah, but it's like, "No, I don't care, bro." Like, did you do it? Did you climb up and, get over your fear of heights and get in a tree stand and pull back a fucking bow and keep your composure and shoot it? Did you do that? No. I don't think I don't think hunters bashing hunters. I feel like it's people that aren't familiar with, you know, being
Yeah,
in the outdoors that are the ones that are quicker to judge.
yeah,
Like I anybody who's hunting with me, I've never had another hunter bash me or attack me, and I'm green. Like, so, like, I've felt welcome in the hunting community so far.
Because we just open with big arms, man. That's what we are.
Yeah, I mean, I knew kinda the pattern that I saw with my fishing is that once I kinda started catching big fish and, I felt accomplished, like, "Oh, man, I've caught several big bass, and, I've caught big largemouth and smallmouth and pike." Then I kinda got to the point where I got more fun taking people with me and
Yeah,
getting people to catch a fish that they've never caught, or catch them their biggest fish that they've ever caught. Like, I feel like that's how it's with hunting too, like once you kind of reach that knowledge like of the outdoors and you feel like you can teach people. I
yeah,
feel like that's when it kind of transitions to where people are like, "Hey, come join this family and you should hunt too." And yeah, I feel like the more people who do it, the better we'll be off.
right. Yeah, that's one thing you did for me was uh, take me under your wing, kind of with fishing and stuff. I had no idea what the fuck you were talking about, but I was like eager to learn because I never went fishing. Well, I want to say I never went fishing. I went fishing as a kid, but
Yeah.
to actually know what I was doing or whatever, you were the first person that actually took me out there.
Oh, and dude, that's my favorite.
That
Like
was a lot of
I
fucking fun. Didn't catch
like
anything till the end, but yeah,
hey,
that was
but
a lot of fucking stuff to learn, and I had fun with it.
yeah, we got our goal. I mean, my big thing was that if I tell somebody like, "Yeah, man, I'll take you fishing and I guarantee you'll catch a fish," or like, "I guarantee you'll catch a pike." If I made it happen, then it was a good day. Like, it'd be like, if I were to catch a huge fish, like it's an equally satisfying feeling when I take somebody hunting and I feel like I put them on a fish and I gave them an awesome experience,
Right.
Well, I didn't, it wasn't me who gave that to them, but, you know you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Um, no, that's fun. So, that's that's why I can tell when my buddies try to show me the ropes and hunting that, like, it's not them criticizing me, it's them trying to get me better. So, that's why I'm just trying to soak up as much as I can.
Read. So I can tell anybody else it's just a read.
Yep.
Well, we did reach your hour. Hey, you did you forget how I felt about the halftime show for the Super Bowl?
I think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson remembers.
I think he does.
Got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard. Everyone's laughing, by the way, but it's true because everybody's heard it too. Everyone heard it, right?
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Hey, the audio worked on that, so we're up to something.
Oh man. Well, that was a good show. Looking forward to
Yep.
tomorrow. We got guests from Colorado for tomorrow, so we're looking forward to that.
Heck yeah. He'll make up for the absence tonight, and
Exactly.
we'll be able to find out why his buddies weren't wanting to chat with us, but that's okay. We'll make an impression on him, and then the word will spread like wildfire and your head.
Right. It's like, hey man, we're sorry for what we said. We'll cover the state of Colorado. Well, hey, I'm gonna play the outro song for the
Hit it.
show, and let's
Hit it,
see
bud.
if you hear it. Put a thumbs up if you hear it. Man, fuck!
That's all right.